What's up, guys? Jeff Cavaliere, AthleanX.com. What are we talking about today? Take a look. Take a good, hard look. Take a close look. Get your mind out of the gutter and look up here. But we're focusing on what really matters, and that is your hips, your pelvis, everything you're probably forgetting about. And I am going to make them, Jesse, make them the star of the show. They're going to be the star of the show here today because they need to be if you want to start avoiding things like back pain. Because the biggest thing that I see across every single person working out is an inattention to glutes, and an inattention to strengthening their glutes, especially into extension. Now I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a sobering thought. The glute itself will only extend sort of anatomically 10 to 15 degrees. That's it. Pure hip extension, 10 to 15 degrees from zero. Zero will be right here. Okay? So it's not that we have to train it into extension so much. What we have to do is just get to neutral in the first place. Because when we look at how we do a lot of different exercises, we never consciously try to even get to zero, to get from some sort of a flexed position. And if you think about posturally how we stand, we kind of stand like this. Well, that means that our hips are in some sort of flexion here. Okay? We need to have them straight up into extension, 0 degrees at least, back into neutral. And the only way we're going to do that is to consciously contract your glutes. Literally squeeze your ass as hard as possible to get yourself into a neutral position. Let me show you how this actually plays out. If we did a deadlift, okay? You take a deadlift and you get to the top. It looks like this. Down, here, engaged, press, and I come up. Now that looks like the top of a deadlift, okay? But we're not really in extension. I'm in at least 5 degrees of flexion here. If I did this and I squeezed my cheeks together, I just got myself into full extension. And now I'm back up to the top. Now I can hinge, down, press, squeeze into extension. All right? So we want to complete the rep every time. Complete the rep. Squeeze here. Okay, now, the next thing. If I were just squat, even if I was just squatting here, we tend to go down into our squat, and when we come up, we usually squat like that, and we stop here. Okay? What we want to do is be able to squat into full hip extension. Okay? So just engaging the hip again by squeezing. And we have that added benefit by squeezing the glutes together. Sometimes our hips tend to sort of stray during a squat, whereas they open a little bit, or they open the other way. Depends on imbalances in the hip. Let's say they open a little bit this way. If we squeeze our glutes together, we're going to recenter ourselves and be right in alignment again, ready for the next squat. Okay, down, up, squeeze. So we're always sort of setting ourselves up in the right direction. Another thing, again, hip extension. People do barbell hip thrusts. Great, it's a great exercise for doing that. And we're working on it. We're trying to address this weakness. So we get in this position, push into our thighs here, and we drive up. But look at this. Look at the amount of flexion that's still in this hip. It's dropping like this. My thigh's coming down, and then it's kind of angling back up again into my hip because I'm still in flexion. Here, like that. I think I'm at the top, but watch how much more I have. Squeeze, 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 all the way up. Now, I'm in neutral. Now I can actually feel my glutes working a lot more than here. But you know, we do this. We crank away at the reps thinking that we've done what we're trying to do, but we really haven't until we go all the way up into extension. So why does all this matter? Because if we don't get extension through the hips, we're going to get it somewhere else. We're going to get it through the low back. So if I come up here and I'm trying to extend and I get that far, I'm going to try to arch my back to get up even further. I'm going to get the extension from my lumbar spine. If I'm up here doing the deadlift and I come up and I don't get extension, I'm going to do this. We see it all the time. Extend through the lumbar spine so that we look like we've reached full extension. But that's not what we want. And as physical therapists, you should be trained to be able to look for somebody and say, what's hurting you? My low back. Okay, great. The first place you want to look, either somewhere right below or somewhere right above. If we're looking above, we're looking into the thoracic spine. If we're looking below, we're looking to the hips. There's something not doing its job that's causing the area that's hurt to be asking for help and being asked to be called in for help when it's not really supposed to do that job in the first place. So all that extra extension through the lumbar spine is too much of a demand when the hips are well capable of doing the job if you strengthen them the right way. The last thing I would say is a great exercise to focus on, and again, people do this wrong too, step up. We can get both hips working at in the same exercise. So we get up here, we see people do this. They got dumbbells in their hands, they're going to do a step up, okay? Here, step up. Here, step up. How many times do you see people doing this? Here, step up. Okay? Not once did I go into full hip extension. Now, if I wanted to come up here and I didn't do full hip extension, if I lift myself this way, here, if I lift my shoulders up, lumbar extension, but it's not hip extension. So again, asking my back to do the job that my hips weren't doing. If instead I actually finished all the way through, then I can ensure that the hips are doing the job. So what I like to do is finish with my knee up. If my knee comes up, this is driving this glute forward into full extension, or at least into full neutral. And when I come back down, I actively engage the hip here and extension. I don't just let it sit. I engage the hip. Boom. Extend it. Here. Here. Drive up. Boom. Down. Boom. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Not just are the mechanics better, but you'll be stronger. You're plugging those energy leaks that sort of happen when we loosen everything up in the kinetic chain, when we really should be focusing right here. It all starts here. This is your center of mass, and unless you start paying attention to actively contracting it, you're going to be leaving a lot on the table, all right? Guys, I hope you found this helpful. Remember, a weak ass is never a good thing to be or to have. I'm trying to correct you guys and help you not to be weak asses. Be strong, be built, function like an athlete. If you're looking for a step-by-step plan for doing that, head to athleanx.com right now and get our Athleanx training program. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what else you want to see. I'll do that in the days and weeks ahead. All right, see you.